And welcome back to Let's Play The Elder Scrolls Online, Episode 9.
Do you see, just across the ravine? That's our door.
A giant globe.
So the seal's factotums still remember me. How touching. I'd say prepare yourself, but nothing can prepare you for what's to come. Touch the sphere. Clockwork City awaits.
Right.
What? This is not the brass fortress. Someone diverted our passage. Audacious, but foolhardy. When I find them, wait. I feel cold. Back, creature! My shadow! My power! Don't let it escape!
I mean, you're the one who knocked it forward. Came in.
Factotums! They're activating! Ready your weapons! I will assist you as best I can!
I guess he's healing my familiar. Or maybe not. Maybe just blasting things with lightning probably isn't the best idea. It makes most sense to go after the things that are after me, so... Sweater all the way to the grave.
More! To the southeast! Make ready!
That's the other way. They're dope. Exploit.
This had better be the last of them!
Oh dear. Some sort of shield, isn't it? Oh. Sorry for exploiting. Nice soul now. My familiar is still like mostly okay for the most part. It's because he keeps on healing him.
Fetching scrap heaps. My shadow remains close. We must hurry.
And lucky for you, we don't actually have anything else.
Swivel swords. Oh, wonderful. I'm in no condition to navigate this maze. Go. Find a way to deactivate these traps. Perhaps I failed to impress the gravity of our situation upon you. If my shadow gets away, we may never escape this place. So if you have something to say, say it quickly.
Is it really your shadow?
Yes. And perhaps something more. In removing my shadow, our attacker removed some vital part of my animus. My soul, in the common parlance. Without it, my power is severely diminished. Needless to say, this will not do.
Do you know how to recover your shadow?
This may surprise you, but I've never had my shadow ripped from my body. Even so, I will devise a solution. Don't trouble yourself with the finer details. Just be prepared to fight. Much will depend on your ability. Do not fail me.
Any idea what sent us here?
Not yet. We should have translocated directly to the Brass Fortress, Seal's chief municipality here in the Clockwork City. But somehow we ended up here. Vexing.
How do you plan to get out of here?
One step at a time, if you please. We need only to find a landmark or map or something. Once I determine where we are, it won't take long to find an exit. Just leave that to me. You focus on these traps.
Bye. Stop your moaning and groaning. What? I see nothing. Clever. Can you activate this? Good. Yep, something tells me it's not done. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't run into it. Probably for the best, you know. And this side of it, does it even do damage? Oh boy. Sep's Kiss. Is a poison known by name only elicits suspicion. The truth prevails session when that remains undetected. I would not dare brag of those sling by my concoctions for fear of breaking the illusion of natural death. I pinned down one of my favorite mixtures and hope the reader will seek out more on their own. Yeah, no orthodoxy to serve me well. My name's Sep. My sweet Redguard lass I courted for a time. She was unfaithful, but her kiss still filled me with delight. Prepare a fire, burn down to coals. Atop that, place a large cauldron. This will be a crucible. This is actually different because yeah, this is different. Fire, add to this a drop of your own blood. This is when the pot is tempered. You need only residual blood for flavor and scent. Scrape the salt from a mangrove leaf and powder with spores from a yellowite mushroom. Find these growing in almost any field if you lie down with your face to the soul. It's so hot, pour a decanter of treacle tea in. Steam escape in a short while it will reduce. And to that sticky mess you will add the aforementioned powder. Some ingredients combined is ready to use. On the skin it breaks down strength in a matter of hours. For faster reaction, ingestion or wounding is best. Calculate an antidote for this recipe, so I advise using utmost caution when handling. Okay, and they're all the same one. Huh. Why does it stop, though? I mean, I know why it stops. Yeah, because gameplay, but, oh, I blame the wall. Not that this does anything.
Well done. Killed by spinning knives is not an epitaph worthy of the age.
Hey, at least it's good for ya. I guess considering this is a non-natural world, kind of. Well, not really at all. So it makes sense. Well, that's how you make your books, huh? Hermanda, Chapter 1. Oh boy. Chapter 1, Senkrator and the Birth of Riemann. In those days, the Empire of the Cyrodiils was dead, save in memory only. Through war and slug famine and inquidious rulers, a split from the east and Colvaison's rim and estrangement lasted some 400 years. Was sick with the sundering. Once worthy western kings of Anvil and Sarchel, of Falkreath, and Dilittle became through pride and habit as like thief barons and forgot covenant. In the heartland things were no better, as Arcanist and False Moth, princes lay in drugged stupor, or the studies of vileness, and no one sat thrown in dusted generations. Snakes and the warnings of snakes went unheeded, and the land bled with ghosts, deep-set holes unto cold harbors. Even the the diamond of the kings of glory, lost, and its people saw no reason to find it. It was in this darkness that King Kral set out from the lands beyond Lost Twill, with a sortie of questing knights, number 18 less 1, all of them western sons and daughters, for Kral, seeing his visions of snakes succumb, and sought to heal all the borders of his forebears. To this host appeared at last a spirit resembled none other than Elysia, queen of the ancient times, who bore in her left hand the dragonfire of the Aquatosh, right in the jewels of the covenant, and on her breast a wound that split void into her mangled feet. And seeing Elysia and Chimel Dabo, Kral and his knights wailed and set their knees and prayed for all things to become right. Unto them the spirit said, I am the healer of all men and the mother of dragons, but as you have run so many times from me, so shall I run until you learn my pain, which renders you and all this land dead. They fled from them, they split among the hills and forced to find her, grieving that they become a villainous people. Kral and his shield thane no one to find her, and the king spoke to her, saying, I love you, sweet Alice, sweet wife of Shore of Aureole and the sacred bull, and run this land alive again, not through pain, but through a return to the dragonfires of covenant, join east and west and throw off all ruin. Shield thane bore witness to the spirit opening naked to his king, covering on a nearby rock the words, and Kral did love unto a hillock, before dying in the sight of their union. When the 15 of the knights found King Kral, they saw him dead after his labors against the mound of mud. And they parted each in their way, and some went mad. And the two that returned to their homeland being Twill would say nothing if Kral acted ashamed for him. 9 months, the mound of mud became a small mountain, growing shepherds and bulls. A small community of believers gathered around the growing hill during the days of its first churnings. And they are the first to know of the golden hill Sancrator, and it was a shepherdess, said Yana, who dared climb the hill when she heard his first cry. As speak, she saw that it had yielded an infant she named Riemann, which is light of man. And in the child's forehead was a female Adabal, alive with the dragonfires of yore and divine promises, and none dared, so said Yana, when she climbed the steps of White Gold Tower, to obey Riemann on his throne, where he spoke as an adult, saying, I am Cyrodiil come. It's a weird world we live in, huh? Pneumatic Forge.
I recognize this place now. The Pneumatic Forge. We should leave as soon as possible. Sotha Seal constructs his clockwork servitors here.
The potential clockwork by Lector Solon Tenor, Apostle Sothastil. A man can look upon an acorn and see for what it is. So as you simply note its shape, its size, its color, and assuming discarded among the leaves and dirt, a child could tell you this fact, and admittedly a child could also easily imagine what will become the acorn. Simple knowledge. Possibility who among us does not know an acorn could one day become a tree. Imagine if one had never seen a tree before, had never heard depictions of or viewed drawings. Having been told of this tree, they were met with a simple acorn, inconspicuous, small, really useless. Through all observations they could make, they were unable to connect the acorn presented to them with an image of a mighty oak. Like an acorn, the clockwork city shows no sign of its grand potential to the unsynchronized mind. To Nern above, it appears to be a world in miniature. Buildings and roads simply shrunk and put in a contained space. Plaything of God, perhaps, the oldest, most loyal followers and dangerous experience. Those who hold this view are simply ignorant of the possibilities. Clockwork City is the center of the wheel for Nern ensuing. Omni-axle that shapes the world. Rich in beauty and alight with sublime terror, so the scripture tells us. Sympathetic, perhaps, to the reality of Nern extant, but its own reality altogether apart from the imperfections born from Lorcron's great lie. Here we work under the divine metronome, our hands covered in oil, our hearts devoted. We the welders, the seekers of hidden knowledge. We walk the path of the divine piston. Our souls clean and well oiled. The truth of our clockwork city is that of the wheels eternal, and where one can hear the tick and talk of Tamriel final. See beyond the symbol acorn, see the mighty oak that it shall become. Hey, we're gonna get ginger ale.
Remedial spellcraft is all I can muster, but I will aid you as best I can. Lead on.
Lowing embers. Calculating patrol subroutines.
See. Really? Alright, now I can read in peace. The Cold War compact, poor Gil Vardell, we still recall, the goddess schemes consumed it all. Cold War went, clockwork god, to bargain on the prince's sod. They came to mock at tribune small, came schemer, hunger, hunter, all. Scryer, pariah, destroyer came, and raver and twilight, just the same. From dread Daedra save us, from Daedra keep us safe. Forsake the ones that made us, to fight a wrongful fate. They sneered when Clockwork made his demand, till Twilight raised a hand. Now what do you offer in return to keep us from chastising Nern? Clockwork whispered long and low, and what he said no mortal can know. From Daedra save us. From Daedra keep us safe, forsake the ones that made us, to fight a wrongful fate. Songs of Panel, Volume 2, on its coming. There is no Volume 1 and 6 are taken from the so-called Riemann manuscript located in the Imperial Library. Transcription of older fragments collected by an unknown scholar of the early Second Era. None of this is known of the original source of these fragments, some of which appear to be from the same period, as seen from the same manuscript. But as no scholar consensus it exists on dating these 6 fragments, no opinions will be offered here. And then Perif spoke to the handmaiden again, eyes to the heavens, which had not known kindness since the beginning of elven rule. She spoke as a mortal whose Kindle is... oh, Amazon Kindle. Is beloved for the gods for its strength or weakness, a humility that can burn with metaphor and yet break easily, and always doomed to end in death. This is why those who let their souls burn away are beloved of the dragon and his kin. And she said, in this thing I have thought of, I have named it, and I call it freedom. I think it's just another word for a Caesar who goes missing. You made the first reign at his sundering, and that is what I ask now for alien masters. They might sunder them fully and repay their cruelty by dispersing them to drown in the Topal. Marias, your son, mighty and snorting, gore-horned, winged, when next he flies down, let him bring us anger. Then kind granted a prayer of another symbol, a diamond soaked red with the blood of elves, whose facets could unsector and form into a man whose every angle could cut her jailers in a name, Pelenel, which is star-made night, and he was arrayed in armor and the future time. and he walked in the jungles of Sirat already killing. Moraz stamping at his side, Froth bloody and bellowing from excitement because the Pillanil was come, and Pillanil came to Paris' camp of rebels holding his sword and mace. Of course, it was a smashed viscera of elven faces, feathers, and magic beads, from the markings of the Eliadun, stuck to the redness that hung from his weapons, and he lifted them, saying, "These were the Eastern chieftains, no longer full of their talking." As a high elf, I don't think I like this very much. Ballad of Navid the Singer. In old Ragada days when forebears came ashore, among them were sword singers, according to the lore. At 4 were Yogos, 13, noble and Sayal. One there was named Navid, the song is of his fall. Navid loved Saidi, Saidi loved him not, nor it was pledged to Thilgwub, and the 13's finest shot. As Thul plied his bow in practice on the beach, Navid approached with empty hands until he was in reach. While ill-quick faced the target, Navid called up his shy, slew his lover's love with sacred sword, and watched his rival die. Back to Yogor's beachhead, went into his tent, fell for shame on his own sword, dishonored thus was spent. Well, that's gonna be for this episode. I'm gonna have to go. Oh, good thing I went back, huh? And I'm gonna hide over here, just in case I respawn. So, it's gonna be for this episode, though. So, enjoy the CD, you know what to do. See ya.